What's up everybody, my name is Sal, this is the GT Guys, and today I'm going to tell you everything I love about the new Ford GT. Now the first thing we have to talk about is the design. I absolutely love the way this car looks. I think Ford did an absolutely great job just nailing the heritage of the GT40 while combining it with a modern, aggressive, but still at the same time, timeless design. I would argue that this car right here is one of the most iconic designs of the modern car era. Next up has to do with the heritage, and this car has one of the best stories in motorsports history. I mean, Henry Ford going up and taking on the racing giant Enzo Ferrari and beating him at his own game is an incredible story. But then this car also has a story of its own about how Ford went back 50 years later to the same race and did it again, taking the 2016 24 Hours of Le Mans. A lot of cars claim that they are race cars for the road, but this car, as a homologation of that exact same car that won the 2016 24 Hours of Le Mans, this is a true race car for the road. Next up, I love the attention this thing brings. Every time you go out, you better add another 30 minutes onto your trip because somebody is going to stop you and start talking to you about the GT. Now that sounds kind of obnoxious, like, oh, I want everybody to look at me because I have the Ford GT, but that's not the case at all. I love sharing this car. Every time somebody wants to talk about it or wants to see the car, you really make their day. And being able to share this car with others is what being a Ford ambassador is all about. The engine is another thing to love about the Ford GT. And I know some people are kind of disappointed by the V6, but this EcoBoost V6 has such a great racing pedigree that it doesn't even matter. And besides that, it makes a great sound. Moving on to the interior, I am a huge fan of this steering wheel. Now, when I first saw this car in 2015 when Ford released the concept, I thought that the two-spoke steering wheel design looked kind of weird. But now that I've actually used it and have become accustomed to it, I really like the way it looks. Now, Ford chose this design because this wheel is it's small in your hand, which makes it easy to handle when you're driving fast. And in similar fashion to the GT-LM Ford GT race car, all the buttons that you'd ever need are right here on the steering wheel. Everything from the turn signals to the mode selector to the headlights, the washers, the volume, the infotainment system, it's all here. And so you never have to take your hands off of the wheel, which makes driving fast, again, really very easy. The interior is just so driver focused and the seating position is just perfect. It really enhances the whole driving experience. 5 different modes are also another thing to love about the Ford GT. You have normal, wet, and VMAX, as well as sport and track modes. The difference you feel when you switch between different modes is really clear. And when you switch from sport to track mode, that is the biggest difference of all. The car drops about 50 millimeters and the spring rate doubles. The car just becomes so stiff, the steering, which is already heavy, becomes even heavier, and the car just feels like a true track weapon. I can't wait to take it in track mode on an actual track. The thing about using track mode on the street is you better be damn sure where you're going because the ground clearance in track mode is next to nothing. So any pothole or anything you hit is going to scrape up the car. And yeah, well, that's not really preferable. But the best part of the Ford GT is, of course, driving it. I've never driven any other supercar, so I really can't tell you how it compares to a McLaren 720 or a 488 Pista, but what I do know is it's an absolute blast to drive this thing. Alright everyone, well thanks for watching and be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But before we go, I want to welcome all the new GT guys to the community. Our community here has reached nearly 14,000 members and this is just the beginning. We have some really awesome things planned for the channel, including some exciting new projects, and as a thank you for sticking around for the entire video, I'm going to give you a quick preview of what's to come on the channel.
But today I'm here to introduce you because we do tell you that we are average, Ford customers. Well, today I'm here to introduce you not to the Ford GT, not to a Ford Performance Mustang, but to the newest Ford vehicle in the fleet.
So let me know your thoughts on that new project in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video, comment, share it with all your friends, and if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.